Good evening, YouTube. Matt M. Roy back once again. Starting a few minutes early as usual. It's just going to be a little technical check for the first few minutes here. Hopefully, we get a good turnout. I wanted to give people a chance to come. Am I coming in loud and clear? Just the gain on here, just a tad. Hello, hello. So we got Top Shelf, Mr. Jimmy, and George Blakely here so far. Very nice. Excuse the lighting situation here. I'm actually not home. I'm up in Green right now, up at my uncle's place. So the lighting here is a little precarious. Doing the best I can. Yes, dear. Been a long time. Good to see you back. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's not a lot to do up here, so I figured I'd go ahead and do a couple of live streams. The ones earlier, I think, came out. They were pretty interesting. All right, we're getting there. Getting there. We got 3 likes. Thank you very much. I always appreciate that. We're almost there, folks. We're going to wait a couple more minutes just to get a few people here. Man, I wish I had the better lighting in here, but this is going to have to do for this live stream. Maybe I can kind of go like that. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We're right at about 7 o'clock right now. So this is going to be tips and tricks for selling on Facebook Marketplace. A lot of you out there over the years have probably used Craigslist, maybe even some of the ones like Kijiji in Canada and Gumtree, I think it's called, which is over in England. But here in the States, Craigslist was king for a while. Well, that's not really the case anymore. Now people are migrating over to the Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace can be a very, very good tool for resellers. And if you don't know what a reseller is, you can look that up. But basically, that's people that buy items a lot of times at thrift stores, charity shops, secondhand stores, and then resell them. But you don't necessarily have to be a reseller. You can actually be just a normal Joe Sixpack, or whatever you want to call yourself, or Jane, and you can do the same thing. So basically, there are some differences between selling on Facebook Marketplace and selling on Craigslist. The main difference is your exposure. Facebook Marketplace, you can get exposure that you can't even imagine on Craigslist, because pretty much everybody's on Facebook. So, when you're scrolling through your news feed, you can actually see sometimes if you pay for it on Facebook Marketplace, you can actually get your listing posted up there, or your store. That's another thing. If you're selling on Facebook Marketplace and you want to kind of step it up, there are 2 tiers. The first tier is like a private individual, like I did for a long time. So basically, I have my normal page where I list my items and generally sell locally, and that's like a small amount of sales. But when you get bigger, you can go to what's called a business page. A business page is basically you're setting it up like a business. So at the end of the year, you have a 1099. So you need to make sure that you put some money aside for tax purposes. But Facebook Marketplace takes care of all the logistics of it. So, give you an example, I have my computer page now, which is Matt's Refurbished Computers, and I list my laptops mostly on that one. That's my business page, and I actually can ship out my laptops through the marketplace. If somebody places an order for it, Facebook takes care of the label. Literally, they'll person will place an order. I'll go ahead and print out the label, put it on the box, package up the laptop, put it in the box, and put it in through the post office. And generally, there are two different methods. You can use the post office, so USPS or UPS. Haven't seen FedEx on there yet. Jeff says Craigslist is dead around me anyway. None use it. Yeah, Craigslist has been, let's just say it's been dying for a while. There's always a new fad out, and right now that's definitely the Facebook Marketplace. So there are some tips and tricks that I want to go over for selling on the marketplace. So number one, make sure you have a good title for your listing. Make sure whatever it is, you're putting that information in there and it's really tailored to what that product is. So, like with me, when I sell computers, I write on there refurbished because my systems are refurbished. Dell so and so, Microsoft Office 365 or Windows 10. So you want to be very descriptive in the title, and the same thing with the description as well. Number two, you want to make sure you have really good pictures. And I'm talking quite a few. You're allowed up to, I believe, 20 pictures per listing. And you want to make good use of that because that's going to help you sell your product in the long run. So, good description, good pictures. A lot of this stuff is common sense, but then again, a lot of people are not used to selling. My cousin's dog is coming to say hi, so you might see him jump up on me for a minute. So we got three people here right now. You guys can make comments, and I answer the comments as I see them. But with Facebook Marketplace, there is a little bit of a learning curve, and the big learning curve, and for me too, is going to be: are they going to force everybody to migrate to those business pages versus personal? So you have personal selling pages, and then you have business selling pages. I believe in the future, the future is going to be these business pages because government wants to make sure everything's on the up and up, that you're paying your taxes, and it is a business basically. So for now, you can start a personal page, but I think in the future, you're going to have to start seeing some business pages on there only. Mr. Jimmy, what I hate on is a lot of people on Facebook don't read the descriptions of my listings and keep messaging me with questions that are already answered in the listing description. That is a big problem, but that's not like just on Facebook Marketplace. That's been an issue with Craigslist and Gumtree and all the older platforms as well. You can't fix stupid. Let's be brutally honest here. You can't fix stupid, and that's just kind of the nature of the job. You have to deal with the public, and sometimes it's a little unpleasant. Going through a few more. It says reply to questions in a timely manner. That's very important. The way you actually do that is through the Messenger app. So people will message you about an item through the Facebook Messenger app, and it'll put it in a separate little bubble there. So just remember that the faster you respond to those messages, the faster they're going to be able to come out and look at it. And let's face it, the faster you're going to be able to sell that product. Trevor Peterson also found marketplace has been getting flooded with scams, but that happens with any online marketplace. There are a lot of scams. The big thing you want to remember when selling or buying on Facebook is watch out for people that want to pay you, like, by check or by a money order. That's not going to happen. Cash App, Venmo, all those are perfectly fine. But I would stay away from anybody that wants to pay you, old school check, money order, because chances are that's going to be a scam. And if they want to send you, there's a new one out there where they'll this one I wasn't even sure about. They'll Venmo you extra money for the item, and they'll say, well, you know what, I'm doing that because you're going to hold it. I want you to hold it for me, and then supposedly they'll send someone to pick it up. Well, don't believe it, because they'll never send anybody to pick it up, and magically that money is going to disappear. So you just got to be really, really careful with scams. And the best thing I could tell you to do would be just to do a quick Google search for Facebook Marketplace scams. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Buyers will definitely throw out ridiculous offers, and you know what you do to them? You just say, "No way, Jose." Um, that's very common. I see that quite a bit, and yeah, you just tell them no. Now, that being said, if you're telling people you're open to offers, there's nothing wrong with that, because you will have people out there that will give you honest offers. I'm talking about, offers that you might seriously consider. But yeah, there's also a chance that they're going to go ahead and just give you some ridiculous lowball offer. I'm going to go ahead and share this link, because this is actually a very good list of how you actually start listing items on Facebook Marketplace. Very informative. Hear those voices in the background. We had some family over, so they're just, I think, cleaning up right now. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quick. So with Facebook Marketplace, there are a couple different blurbs when you click on the marketplace. You can do what's called the live shopping, which is basically videos of people selling their wares. Now, I haven't actually done that yet, but I've heard that's a good way to promote your items. And then under that, you have notifications. That's where people are going to send you the messages, both ways. You're replying to an ad, or they're replying to your ad. Same thing with inbox. That's basically your email. The notifications are just basically the warning that somebody's messaging you. Under that is a cart. That's for items that you might be purchasing that are not local. So basically, you're buying. In my case, I was buying some webcams, so I would make that purchase, and it would be just like you were buying it through eBay. And then below that, you have your buying and selling tabs, which are kind of self-explanatory. Sonic Wang is here. And when you scroll through the some of the first listings, say you're on your marketplace page and you click marketplace, you can actually browse by categories. You have things like vehicles, property rentals, apparel, just basic classifieds, electronics. It groups everything in different categories. You even have vehicles. You can actually sell your vehicles for free, and that's another thing. Um, Everything for the most part on here is free, unlike Craigslist, where if you try to list a vehicle, they're going to make you actually pay for that listing. It's actually $5 now to list on Craigslist. Have you ever been scammed or had your time wasted selling items? Yes to both. And I've only been scammed to the point where I almost lost my bank account. I luckily was able to figure out the scam before that happened. Just know that's through Venmo, and you got to be really careful. I would stick to something like Cash App, where there's a buffer between your bank account and the possible scammers. So I would steer clear of Venmo. Do something like Cash App, Google Pay, Apple Pay, or better yet, just do cash in hand. Was it COH or COD? No, don't say delivery, but that is another option. Some people opt to deliver the items, but I usually don't. I usually make them come to me because, let's face it, they're the ones that want the item, and it's be a waste of my gas to have to deliver it. Simple answer, you don't. I'm assuming that's for Jeff's question there. Interesting. Looks like Slime Bucket does not like Facebook Marketplace. I guess it depends on the area that you live in. I know that there are some people out there that tell me that depending on where they live, sometimes it's not that great. But in my area, I tell you, I find it to be very good. Are there scammers and stuff on there? Yeah, but that's with anything. Yep, that's exactly it. Yep. Beastie Boys. So is your only job selling computers? No, no. I have some other ventures, but I just choose not to mention them on this platform. Of course, YouTube being one of them. One other thing I need to go over with you guys is about the ordering. So basically, when you're selling on Facebook Marketplace and you're shipping items, they actually give you an option. Once again, I think I mentioned this before. You can use USPS, so the post office, or you can use UPS. Generally, I find that the post office, so USPS, actually gives the better rate. And generally, honestly, I think that they actually handle the packages better. UPS tends to really, really bang the packages around a lot. It's a great point right there. Slime Bucket says, I'm a mover and get tons of furniture all the time, baby stuff, toys, etc. We try to sell and give stuff away, but I think one out of every 20 people that message they want to buy or get stuff free never show up or reply. Yeah, I think it just depends on your area, honestly. And you want to get a good following because the more you sell, a nice thing about that is, and if you're honest, you can actually get good reviews. You get good reviews, you get people that want to come back to you. So your reputation is also very important on Facebook Marketplace. Oop, lost my connection there. That's weird. My mouse just randomly disconnected. Oh well, have to use the touchpad. I've never had an issue with Venmo. I use it all the time. Everyone knows now. Use it regularly. Don't even know what other apps are out there because everyone just uses Venmo. Yeah, I rarely use Venmo for the reasons I discussed before. There's a lot of scams associated with Venmo, and there's not a good buffer like there is with Cash App between your bank account, because Venmo is tied directly to your bank account, whereas Cash App actually has a little bit of a buffer there. In other words, they have better security from what I understand. Used to make my rent from buying and selling on Craigslist and Kijiji. I miss those days. Can't do it anymore. It's a shame. It must just be your area. Yeah, and look at this, Mr. Bluestone. I've been a full-time reseller on eBay and Amazon for 10 years now, so think sales. Sales on Marketplace are better than eBay. I agree with that because I've sold on both platforms, and eBay, no, I don't like eBay because they take fees, and two, I generally get more money for my items on Facebook Marketplace. Plus, a lot of the stuff I sell are bigger items, especially the desktop computers. Definitely cannot ship those. Well, you can, but it's just not worth it money wise. All right, folks. Well, I think we did very well tonight. I am gonna end the live stream here. Those are my tips and tricks for selling on Facebook Marketplace. I wanted to go a little bit longer, but my family's here and we don't get to see each other that often. So I hope everybody does really well in this new year. Take some of these tips and tricks. Click on that link to the businessinsider.com, how to sell on Facebook Marketplace, and you too can make it big selling on Facebook Marketplace. Have a good evening, and as always, have a blessed day, everybody.